Shawn right here with contest promoter Kevin Levrone and David Bay. Kevin, we wrapped up the first ever Kevin Levrone Classic here in Poland. Handed out an awful lot of money, man, but that expo was really rocking today. They turned up for you in a way that I was skeptical when you first told me you were going to take on this event with the Fit Festival and your partner Teddy. But did everything turn out okay for you?
It was more than okay. I mean, like I said earlier, Shawn, when you go to put something like this together, one man just can't drive. He just can't drive the ship across the sea, man. And I say it is the sea because we took a huge gamble. You know, you saw the amount of money we gave away for our first show.
Yeah.
The venue here, I mean, we had a sold-out crowd for prejudging. And certainly at the night show, these guys lit it up. And one thing I want to say is, you know, couldn't have did it without MD. You know, you guys certainly gave me the support. You know, when I called Steve and I said, hey, man, I have an idea. I want to do this. He just said, let us know what we can do, you know. We're on board. Right. So I think the whole team, you know, what MD has done, what you've done, what Dave has done, and all these athletes that I called up myself personally on the phone and invited them, and these guys were on board, and it just took a ship that was moving forward in the right direction. Mm-hmm. Nobody got lost, nobody got dropped, and the fans showed up, and, you know, we made it to land. So here we are, man. Not
only did the fans show up, Alexia Serbunya, 5th place, rightfully so?
I think a lot of people, including myself, might have had Michael Calafianos in 5th place. Alexi's structure, I think, is a little bit better, just a bigger dude all around, broader. I think maybe a little bit more potential. Mm-hmm. Michael really brought the conditioning here. And Michael was a guy who was very consistent for a long time. We saw him actually off his last few shows, which surprised a lot of people. He came back here this weekend, was really, really sharp. I had him in 5th place based on conditioning. Mm-hmm. That said, Alexi, just a bigger, broader guy, a little bit more imposing on the stage.
Yeah, I think that's what carried him to the top 5. His structure a little bit bigger than Mike Kefalianos. But in 4th place, the X-Man, 49 years old, 50 years old. Some people are rumored to have him at 60 years old. He says this is his last contest season. What do you make of the big X-Man?
I mean, I think tonight where Tony finished probably gave him a lot of hope. I mean, he's starting the year off, certainly, you know, in the top 5, you know, and you can see the lineup at the show. It wasn't a weak lineup. You know, he was up there with some seasoned guys, you know, and with the newer guy coming out, you know, Josh. So Tony definitely brought it, man. One thing I'm always impressed with Tony is the fact that he's always searching, you know. He's a very innovative, certain. When I talk to Tony, he's like, man, I got this new thing that I'm doing. And I'm like, cool, come to the Levrone Classic and try it out on stage. So tonight, it paid off for him.
And the fans did love that. In 3rd, our birthday boy, Big Branch Warren, a 2-time Arnold Classic champion. He came here for nothing less than victory. It didn't happen on his birthday. Settled for 3rd place, rightfully so?
I think so, yeah. You know, Branch went up against 2 really good guys in Cedric and Josh, both guys who structurally have some advantages over Branch. Branch brought the same conditioning we're always used to him seeing, just the freaky quads, grainy and nasty just from head to toe. But, you know, when you go pose for pose, especially when he turned around, a little bit of the imbalance in the back. You know, Josh and Cedric are really good competitors. You know, I know Branch is a guy who he's gunning for a win at every single show he enters. But, you know, with this lineup, as Kevin had said, you know, this isn't really anything Branch can really hang his head too low about. I mean, it's not like he was off or, you know, he had a bad weekend or anything like that. Branch really brought it. He showed up at his best. He just he ran into a very good Cedric McMillan and a guy with as bright of a future as you can imagine, Josh Nartowitz.
Absolutely. I think Josh actually came on because at first blush, I thought it was going to be a rematch from Atlantic City where Branch won the Atlantic City Pro in August and Cedric was 2nd place. And then he kind of seemed to me like he faded just a little bit. And Josh, you kept coming back to Josh with the extra size, bigger, fuller, rounder in certain areas that Branch wasn't. Is that a sign of the times? Is Branch taking a step back and the younger guys coming up?
I mean, honestly, I don't think it's a sign of the times at all. These athletes, these guys came a long way, you know, to get here on stage. And guess what? This is the first show. You know, this is a warm-up show. Those guys are going to the Arnold Classic, and it could be a totally complete different story, man. So yeah. I've always been a fan of Branch's. You know, again, I appreciate him coming here. Guy came in shape, you know, he brought it. He was thick, he was big, you know, and he was full. You know, you could see the striations getting ready to pop through. But again, I don't think this is the show where he wanted to peak at.
And I don't think this is something that he's going to be hanging his head down. He's been 3rd before, and he's gotten back up. He got $10,000 on his birthday, and he'll certainly tighten up and dry up by the Arnold Classic. That's what experience tells me. And Josh certainly is on the right direction. Now, Big Mac, I mean, this was the guy, the X Factor. We always say if he's in the show, there's a fighting chance that he can win, and it always seems to go south. Here, he delivered.
Yeah, Cedric has probably brought the best package that I've seen for him for a long time. I mean, can he be just a hair, and this is me being nitpicky, could be a hair tighter? Sure. But is this the best Cedric McMillan that I've seen in a while? Absolutely. I think he looked fantastic. The same structure, symmetry, classical posing that we always see from Cedric, with a little bit tighter conditioning. His hamstrings were a little bit tighter than they normally are. Glutes could still be a little bit tighter, which was an interesting discretion there, because his hamstrings were really, really tight. His backside, but as we all know, that's usually the last place for anything to come off. Yeah. But Cedric, I mean, man, he really, really brought it this weekend, and that's hard to do, knowing that you're traveling internationally. He's got to go back to Columbus and back to Australia after that, so kudos to Cedric, an awesome showing.
And they're all in the same boat. I mean, I think the striated glutes are overrated, because there's nobody with striated glutes, but at the end of the day, when he was hitting those poses, Cedric was exactly what Arnold Schwarzenegger said he was a year ago, and as well as Lee Haney said he was. He is a diamond in the rough. He has to tighten up just a little bit more. What kind of advice would you have for Cedric to try to get that win? Because he's going to go meet up with the Predator and Justin Compton and a few other guys, Cody Montgomery. He's going to have to really pull his worth a week from now.
Yeah, I mean, the advice that I would just give to him is believe in himself. You know, like I told him on stage, you know, he has great, beautiful structure, and the world has noticed his structure. I just think Cedric just needs to believe in himself mentally. You know, where the mind goes, the body will follow. You know, don't overthink things. You know,
which he has a history of.
Yeah, absolutely. So I would like him to just have the confidence and the belief that, you know what, you're an IFBB pro for a reason. That means you're one of the best. So whether you're in the gym training, you're depleting yourself for a show, just go out there with the full confidence, you know, because you are great, you are a champion, and he pulled it off tonight. So I'm very happy for him.
And that's coming from somebody that knows how much victory can do for your confidence. And Cedric McMillan, $25,000 richer for his effort. And on to Columbus, Ohio, where Team MD will have all the play-by-play action, paparazzi, interviews, and all the good stuff. For David Bay, Kevin Levrone, I'm Shawn Ray, MuscularDevelopment.com.